They say love is a game, but what if I told you, the moment you start playing, you've already lost? Because real power doesn't come from chasing, convincing, or proving your worth. It comes from silence, from composure, from the man who knows he doesn't need to fight for what's already his by nature: respect. Look around. The modern world is full of men broken by confusion, men who gave everything in the name, only to be met with coldness, manipulation, and tests disguised as affection. They think they failed because they weren't enough, but the truth is, they failed because they didn't know the rules. Today, that ends. Because once you understand how the game is played, once you see what truly drives attraction, loyalty, and power, you stop being a pawn and you start becoming the player. This isn't about bitterness. It's about awareness. It's about reclaiming your frame, your focus, and your peace. So stay with me, because what I'm about to reveal isn't theory, it's reality. The unspoken truths that separate the men who stay calm, respected, and unshaken, from the ones who get dragged through emotional chaos until there's nothing left of them. And if you're here right now, it's not by accident. You're here because something in you is done being played, done begging, done losing energy to people who don't deserve access to you. You're watching Stoic Reflections, the place where men master control, silence, and strength. Now let's begin. Truth 1. The illusion of unconditional love. Every man grows up believing that when a woman says, "I love you," she means forever. That she loves his flaws, his struggles, his quiet moments of doubt. But life has a way of teaching lessons that romance never will. And one of those lessons is this: love, in the modern world, is rarely unconditional. Most men don't see it coming. They fall deeply, give endlessly, and build their identity around being needed. They think love is a safe place, but in reality, it's a mirror that reflects your strength or your weakness. Watch what happens when the money slows down, when the energy fades, when the man she admired starts to lose focus. The warmth turns cold, the admiration fades, and suddenly, the man who once felt like a king becomes a stranger in his own castle. But that's not betrayal, it's revelation, because what you thought was unconditional love was often conditional appreciation. You were loved for what you provided, not for who you were. And this is where men break. Not because women change, but because they refuse to accept that love has rules. They expect eternal fire from temporary sparks. A Stoic man sees through this illusion. He doesn't hate love, he understands its nature. He knows that affection built on status, success, or security shift with the wind. So he stops expecting permanence from what was never promised. He gives, but never blindly. He loves, but never at the cost of himself. He observes before he invests. Because once you recognize that most love is conditional, you stop chasing validation and start demanding reciprocity. Unconditional love might exist, but not in the way you imagine. It exists only in a man's relationship with himself. When you respect yourself so deeply that you can walk away from what drains you, that's realization alone changes. Truth number 2, the power of attention. Every man has a currency more valuable than money, his attention. Yet most give it away like spare change. Every text, every compliment, every double tap on her photo, all of it is energy. And energy shapes perception. When you give too much of it, she stops feeling its weight. What was once rare becomes routine. What was once powerful becomes predictable. She no longer feels lucky to have your presence. She feels entitled to it. This is the point where most men lose control. They think affection is proof of love, when in truth, too much attention kills attraction. Because anything that flows endlessly is taken for granted. A Stoic man understands this law. He knows that attention is sacred, a reflection of his inner discipline. He doesn't give it away recklessly. He directs it like light through a lens, focused, intentional, and controlled. Watch what happens when he pulls back. When the constant messages stop, when the validation dries up, the silence becomes louder than words. Suddenly she starts wondering, where did his energy go? Who has it now? That curiosity shifts the power dynamic, because the one who controls attention controls the emotional rhythm. But this isn't about playing games, it's about respect for yourself, your time, and your energy. When you realize your attention is not free, you stop using it to chase approval. You stop feeding people who give nothing in return. Instead, you invest that energy into your body, your mission, your growth. You make your attention scarce, and in doing so, you make it valuable again. Every moment you withhold from distractions strengthens your presence. Every second you focus on your purpose sharpens your aura. And women feel that energy, not through words, but through the silence that follows your discipline. The man who gives attention to everything loses it to nothing, but the man who chooses where to place it becomes magnetic. So remember this, your attention is your weapon. Use it wisely, and the world moves around you. And you become able. Truth number 3, emotional control. Every man faces a moment that tests him. A text left unread, a sudden change in tone, a silence that feels louder than words. Most men fail this test. They react, they panic, they try to fix, explain, or chase what's slipping away. And in that reaction, they lose the very thing that defines masculine strength: composure. You see, the modern man has been trained to believe that showing emotion equals depth. But Stoicism teaches a deeper truth. Emotion is not the enemy. Losing control to it is. A man who cannot control his emotions becomes predictable. His anger can be provoked. His jealousy can be weaponized. His fear of loss can be used against him. And when a woman senses that your peace depends on her actions, she knows exactly where your weakness lies. But the man who controls his emotions becomes something different: calm, unmoved, untouchable. When she tests you with silence, you stay still. When she withdraws affection, you remain grounded. When she threatens to leave, you don't beg, you breathe. This calmness isn't coldness, it's power. It's awareness that not every storm deserves your reaction. Understand this. Women test to measure your frame, not to destroy it. They want to feel your steadiness, the quiet confidence that no mood, no insult, no manipulation can move you off center. Because when your emotions lead you, she cannot follow you. But when your discipline leads, she respects you. A Stoic man doesn't yell. He doesn't chase validation through drama. He lets silence do the talking. Because silence is clarity, and clarity is command. Picture it. She expects an argument, but you give her peace. She expects a reaction, but you give her stillness. That moment confuses her because she's met a man who doesn't bend under pressure, who doesn't crumble when tested. Emotional control doesn't mean suppressing your feelings, it means mastering them. It's choosing to respond, not react. It's understanding that the man who loses his temper loses his leverage. Every time you stay calm, you reinforce your power. Every time you stay silent instead of explaining, you build respect. Every time you walk away instead of breaking down, you teach her that peace is your priority. This is how Stoic men command respect, not through force, but through self-mastery. Because once a man controls himself, nothing external can control him again. And when you reach that level of composure, you stop being part of the game. You start defining it. Truth number 4, the reality of options. Most men live as if love is scarce, as if one woman defines their worth. They cling, they chase, they tolerate disrespect, all because they believe she is the only one. That belief is the root of weakness. A man without options becomes desperate. He overextends, He bends his values to keep what's fading. And the moment a woman senses that he fears losing her, she stops respecting him. But here's the truth. Options exist for every man who builds himself. A woman's options are given, a man's are earned. She is born with attraction. You create it through growth, strength, and purpose. Every rep in the gym, every hour spent building your career, every boundary you enforce. These are bricks in the foundation of your abundance. Each time you improve yourself, your value rises and your options expand. When a man realizes this, his energy changes. He no longer begs for love, he becomes the source of it. He no longer pleads to be chosen, he chooses. He no longer fears rejection, he accepts it as redirection. This is what women feel when they meet a man who has options. He's not arrogant, he's free. He doesn't try to impress, he simply is. His presence carries a quiet power because he knows he can walk away at any moment and still be whole. And that freedom is magnetic. When you have options, you stop clinging. You stop negotiating your dignity for affection. You stop trying to be perfect for someone who only values your effort when it benefits her. You understand that every time you lower your standards to keep her, you lose yourself. And when you lose yourself, you lose everything. A Stoic man knows his worth isn't tied to who stays. It's revealed by what he refuses to tolerate. He's not afraid of solitude because edge. The man with options doesn't chase, he attracts. He doesn't compete for attention, he commands it. And when she realizes that you are the man who can walk away but chooses to stay, that's when respect becomes real. Options create peace. Peace creates power. Truth number 5, self-respect. A man can give his time, his money, even his heart. But the moment he gives away his self-respect, he gives away everything. Most men don't see it happening. They think devotion means surrender. They confuse sacrifice with love. They tolerate disrespect in silence, believing that endurance will earn affection, but it never does. It only teaches her one thing, that you'll trade your dignity just to keep her. A Stoic man never does that. He understands that love without respect is submission, and submission disguised as romance slowly kills a man from the inside out. Self-respect is your boundary line. It's what separates strength from neediness. It's what tells the world, you can stand beside me but never walk over me. Every time you allow shouting, manipulation, or betrayal to slide, you teach people that your peace is negotiable. And the more you tolerate, the smaller you become. A man without self-respect isn't rejected by others first. He rejects himself. But something changes when you reclaim it. You stop chasing validation. You stop explaining your worth. You stop accepting half love from people who give you their leftovers. You start walking with quiet certainty because you finally understand that solitude with dignity is better than connection built on compromise. Self-respect doesn't make you hard, it makes you clear. You no longer beg to be understood, you stand to be seen. You no longer compete for attention, you command it through presence. And women feel that shift. They sense when a man's respect for himself outweighs his desire for approval. That energy is magnetic, because the man who doesn't fear walking away can never be controlled. A Stoic man knows peace is not found in being loved by everyone. It's found in staying true to himself, even when it costs him someone he thought he needed. So draw your lines, protect your energy, keep your words sacred and your standards unshakable. Because the moment you choose self-respect over validation, the game ends. Now you understand the 5 truths. Love is rarely unconditional. Attention is power. Emotional control is armor. Options are freedom. And self-respect is everything. Together, they form the foundation of masculine peace, the kind of power that cannot be bought, faked, or manipulated. When a man finally lives by these truths, he stops chasing illusions. He stops reacting to games. He stops explaining his worth. He becomes calm, grounded, unshaken. You can feel the difference between the man who begs for love and the man who walks in it. One is at war with himself, the other is at peace. Be the second man, because once you master these 5 truths, you don't just win at relationships, you win at life. You've been watching to control, silence, and strength. If this message hit you deeply, don't let it fade. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and in the comments write, "I choose self-respect." That's not just a comment, it's your declaration. It's your line in the sand between who you were and who you are becoming. Because once you choose self-respect, everything changes. The way you walk, the way you think, the way you love. And remember, real power isn't loud, it's silent, disciplined, and unstoppable.